Hi, I'm Reid, editor of Designing Lighting magazine. This is our C-Suite series, and we're at LightFair 2025 in Las Vegas. I'm joined by Andrea Hartranft, the principal of Hartranft Lighting Studios, also the president of the IALD. Andrea, welcome.
Thanks, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for
it's always
the opportunity.
It's always a pleasure to speak to you. And the first thing I want to ask you about is the LIRC. I participated in that session and I found it very informative with what you guys were doing. What was your thought of how that went?
I thought it went really well. Any time that you can be working at a strategic level, that bodes well for an organization because it means that there's thought happening, and it means that you're starting to think about your future and plan for your future. And I love that we have this wonderful partnership with the LIRC, and that we can work with them on the kinds of processes that we worked on at the meeting, talking about what policies should be at the forefront of conversation and should have a stance specific to that policy created. So it was great to have the LIRC as receptive to work on that with us, and it means good things for the future.
Well, at the Enlightened Americas conferences, and I try to attend every one of those, US and Europe, there's been this transparency and pricing discussion. And I think that has been very healthy for our industry. And then I participated in one, I believe the DLF NY hosted in New York City really just a few weeks ago, and it was kind of an extension of that. I think those subjects are very important, and do you plan to continue, they're controversial, but do you plan to continue having that level of discussions?
I would hope so. I mean, at the end of the day, our membership mostly consists of lighting designers, specifiers, and so that's a topic that, while it may be controversial, it's important for us to have as a tool to do our work and to deliver high quality lighting design, being able to have transparency of pricing and any other conversations that help the lighting design profession elevate the built environment and be recognized for it. That's what we're looking for, and again, I'm very appreciative of our LIRC partners for helping us meet those goals.
Well, with the lighting design professional organization, how do you see the lighting design economy right now? Is business strong?
I can speak to my own business, our own business. I have partners. And thankfully, and tomorrow could be a new day, but we continue to get requests for proposal. We continue to get new projects and have projects continued through construction administration and built. Look, I wish I had that crystal ball because there's so much question about which way tariffs are going to go, which way the economy is going to go. People are trying to predict, and it's really hard.
Well, you've continued to grow your firm dramatically over the years. How many do you have total?
We're at 15.
15. And I would assume right now you're kind of on pause until you can find out where the economy is going to go before you add more people. Would that be fair?
Here's the reality for me. I'll speak for myself. And I am giving no business advice here.
Right.
But if someone who I think can grow our firm shows up at my door, we're going to give them a very serious look because, again, can't predict, but never just say no to opportunity without thinking through it. On the other hand, clearly, if projects start to dry up, that's scary.
Right.
So,
but you don't see signs of that right now.
For us, no. For us, no.
It's interesting. We started our magazine during COVID. Mm-hmm. And everyone said, you are absolutely crazy. And we said, no, this is a really good time to start something, and it's worked out great. Okay, again, back to the LIRC meeting. Constantine, the CEO of Messe Frankfurt, spoke, and I thought he gave a very candid and frank discussion of the state of LightFair. What was your thought about what he said?
I want to commend Messe Frankfurt and Constantine's team for the steps that they've taken with regard to LightFair I think they absolutely get it. They've made it more accessible for more manufacturers. They've clearly, made LightFair feel like a very different show that it has in past years. They've had 9 months to ramp up to this moment. Now they're going to have 2 years. I can't wait to see what they do. So Konstantin and his team are, they are very, it's a very positive experience working with them because they have vision, and I think they're, they're all about taking LightFair in the right directions.
I love the blackout. Some people don't. Some people were not aware. That's a different issue. But I really like the look of the show. And then we've heard a lot of positive things about a move-in. We normally don't hear positive about a move-in. And then a couple companies did this drayage package. I don't know all the details on it, but they had a kind of a prepaid. It wasn't based on weight, and they said they saved a lot of money. So they were really pleased with
and when
that.
I say make the show more accessible, that's one of the things that I'm talking about is, helping manufacturers budget for this show. And to do that, part of that is the cost of move-in.
You mentioned your 2-day board meeting. As a huge fan of LightFair, I want to commend the IALD for having a 2-day board meeting, for having the LIRC conference, and for having the awards, because all of those things bring people in. And this is part of what LightFair needs, is for the organizations to have their activities here to help bring people in. So I think that was really great on your part.
Thank you. We got a lot done.
Okay, closing comments?
Closing comments. I'm excited. I'm excited for what LightFair can be, and and has started to be. There's people. It's a good energy here. I am very grateful to the manufacturers who are supporting this show, because it cannot be said enough. LightFair benefits the IALD and the IES. That's a strong membership base. That benefits the lighting design profession. And so, a huge thank you to everybody, including you, for being such great supporters of the show, because you are absolutely supporting the lighting design profession and the lighting industry as a whole. So I am super grateful.
All right. Well, Andrea, thank you.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.